I just want to, before I start, thank everybody for letting me come on the show. It's good to see that the Make-A-Wish Foundation's reading my emails. I'm Krusty. I'm an editor. Where I spend most of my time outside of editing is I am somewhat of a armchair historian. This is our character of today, Agnes Randolph, Countess of Dunbar, also known as Black Angus. If you're wondering where Dunbar is, it's about here.
Hey, Krusty, where's this at?
I don't think I quite understand.
Our story kind of starts off with a guy called Robert the Bruce. He is essentially like Scotland's George Washington.
I love how his other title's a first name.
Bruce the Robert.
Robert the Bruce has died.
Great. Didn't like him.
But good news, it's not the end of the world. You have an heir. David is 4 years old. Obviously, you can't have a 4-year-old ruling a country. So they actually had a job for somebody. There was a job, it was called a regent. The regent's dead.
Fuck!
Right.
So the 4-year-old king, no one's telling him what to do. He doesn't have anyone looking. So he's ruling the country.
Wait, so he was kid? Like, we don't have an adult to supervise you. All right, run the country, kid.
Mm-hmm. This introduces our next character, and this is Edward Ballow. Yeah, let's call him
Edward Balls.
So essentially, Edward Balls was not happy that there's a 4-year-old on the throne. This was Queen Margaret, and she was given the crown of Scotland at the age of 4 as well.
If you didn't die of dysentery at the age of 10, then you lived a long life.
It's funny you say that, Jack, because she died at 12.
God damn it.
The nobles were like, oh, okay, who are we going to get to run the country? And the nobles decided on my boy John.
John Balls.
This is where we're at, essentially. We've got the guy who wants to be the Scottish king, and the other guy who wants to be the Scottish king, but one's backed by England and one's backed by Scotland.
One of them is adult, one of them is a 3-year-old.
Yeah, essentially. And so, Second War of Scottish Independence begins. The English army forms the largest known army in Western Europe at the time, around 25,000 troops.
That's rookie numbers, man. I can fit 5 times as many in an SEC stadium.
So this is where we get to Dunbar Castle, which is what it looks like today. But it didn't used to look like that. It looked like this.
There used to be a castle there. I wonder what happened.
There's a problem with Dunbar Castle. It's empty because everybody who lived in it is off fighting the English somewhere else. The only person that's in it is our girl Agnes, with 4 bowmen and a handful of servants. Plus, her upcoming opponent is our boy, William Montagu. Because this guy was like a Chad fighter. And he rose up the ranks to become the king's protector, or king's guard, you could say.
He's also a Lego.
He's also a Lego.
Yes. Even during these times, there were some standards of chivalry. And so if there was a woman left on her own at a castle, you just let them leave. There's no point sieging it. So this is our boy, William. Yeah, he goes off to the castle to meet with Agnes. And he's like, yo, it's not really cool that we just siege your castle while you're here alone. So, we'll let you out. And she says, nah, I'm good. So he's pretty damn annoyed about that. Please surrender. And she replies, go fuck yourself.
Such a way with words.
Funny enough, though, the English very happy that was her answer, because that means they get to.
It means we get to siege the castle, boys.
So they start sieging, and they're using their trebuchets. Rocks are hitting the walls and stuff, and it's a terrifying experience. And then all of a sudden, women start coming out with white handkerchiefs, and our boys are like, "Yes, that was easy. We did it." No, the women just start using their handkerchiefs to clean up the rubble.
Damn.
So. And before even the troops can go over to ask them what they're doing, they're already back in the castle. So the English troops are really confused and a bit annoyed by this. Our boy is a little frustrated, and he turns to his soldiers and he says, let's bring out the secret weapon. And so out of the forest, this very terrifying noise of large wheels hitting rocks, and nobody knows what it is.
I'm imagining the scene from Holy Grail where it's just they're rolling the rabbit and all you can hear is the wheels coming through the forest.
Hey guys, Krusty here. Sorry if I interrupted this video, but did you know that Sir Swag II now has a channel membership? That's right, for $1 buckaroo, you can get access to uncut versions of the Swag Academy videos. If you were desperate to hear Tim's 1-hour-long presentation on airplanes, your time is now.
The first time this plane crashed, one of the fuel lines broke and dissolved the pilot.
Dissolved?
I mean that in a literal sense.
So yeah, subscribe now. Okay, Skipsy, can you free my family, please?
So it comes rolling out, and it's a sew. Essentially a shed that you can roll over that has a roof on it, and then you get to the wall, and you essentially go full on Minecraft style. Your way under the castle.
And they can't drop anything on you.
It's foolproof, right? Nothing could go wrong with this tactic. No, a rock drops on their special weapon and destroys it. And essentially, our boy William is not happy. They're all just looking over the castle, just laughing at him. This is not going well for him. But he does have one ace up his shoulder. Winter is coming. Like, they're not going to be able to survive the winter. They're in a siege. They're not getting food supplies. William goes up to the wall. He tells the guys, they're like, you're going to run out of food and, you're going to die. So, look, take my gold and I'll just let you guys go. And you can, like, go and live your life. And to be fair, this was, like, winning the lottery for a lot of people back then. So the guys discussed and they said, yeah, let's do it. This sounds great. The castle gates open. William charges in, and one soldier runs past him and bumps into him. As he bumps into him, the gates shut. And luckily, William not being in it, but all the rest of his soldiers are now trapped inside this castle, which then get killed. He is furious. And his soldiers are, starving a bit. They're like, the morale is low. Like I said, it's the largest army at the time in Western Europe, and it can't defeat a fort with like 12 people in it. Our boy William's excited for this winter. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And winter comes, and one of the cooler days of the start of the winter, the gates open. A messenger comes out on his horse. Well, he's like looking smug, and he's going like, yeah, I'm willing to accept your surrender. She lays out a blanket on the table, and she puts down a loaf of bread and a bottle of wine with a letter accompanying this, saying, with compliments, Angus. So this is winter, obviously. How are they getting the bread and how are they getting the wine? Do you see anything that could potentially...
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's a little inner fishing port inside the castle that the people in this villages like along the coast have just been supplying for this entire time. William is losing his shit. He is not talking to his people. Like I say, his advisors are probably dead. I'm going to introduce you to a real Scottish chat right now. Introducing my boy, Alexander Ramsay Dollhouse. Where he's been raiding English camps and things like that. But then he hears about the siege, and he's like, I need a piece of his action. He gets a bunch of his guys. They go on like an old fishing boat. They meet up with the Queen. And they're like, okay, we pledge our services to you. And she's like, okay, cool. I've got a plan. And the English aren't expecting anything. And all of a sudden, a bunch of these Scottish soldiers that they didn't know were there just are pouring out. Yeah, their camp is completely destroyed outside. And William has phased out of existence.
30 to 50 feral Scots came out of nowhere.
And funny enough as well, most of the Scots survived that battle and just went back and hid in the castle. So yeah, he decided, you know what, fuck this shit. It's not worth it. I've given up. And went on to do other battles elsewhere. And our girl became victorious.
If they didn't make her fucking Queen of Scotland after that shit.
She deserves it.
But yeah, that ended up in a draw. So
I don't think that
Just
was
like
a draw.
Vietnam.
That really feels like a decisive Scottish victory.
it was a very it's one of the most important Scottish victories. She's considered a hero in Scotland.
I want to find Black Agnes's statue in Scotland and just like stare in awe.
What if it's me looking down on me? The world above must also be. This could go on for infinity.